Writing. Arlo was not the biggest dog in the kennel. He was not the fastest either. When people first saw him as a young German Shepherd puppy, few imagined that he would one day become one of the most respected police canines in the country. Yet greatness often begins quietly, hidden behind ordinary moments that seem unimportant at the time. Arlo was born in a litter of energetic puppies. While his brothers and sisters spent their days wrestling and chasing each other, Arlo showed something different. He was curious. He watched everything. Every sound, every movement, every unfamiliar object caught his attention. Trainers quickly noticed that he possessed an unusual focus for such a young dog. When Officer Jordan Ray first met Arlo, the connection was immediate. Police canine handlers often describe finding the right dog as finding a partner rather than a pet. Arlo approached Jordan confidently, his ears alert and his eyes fixed on the officer. There was trust from the very beginning. The months that followed were filled with intense training. Arlo learned obedience commands, tracking techniques, suspect apprehension, and search and rescue skills. Training sessions began before sunrise and often continued until late afternoon. Every day presented new challenges. Many dogs can learn commands, but exceptional police canines must think independently when situations become dangerous. Arlo excelled at this. He learned to remain calm under pressure and focused even when surrounded by distractions. Loud noises, flashing lights, crowds of people, nothing seemed to shake his concentration. Soon, Arlo officially joined the police department and began working alongside Officer Ray. Their partnership quickly became known throughout the community. Residents often smiled when they saw the patrol vehicle arrive because they knew Arlo was inside, ready to help keep the neighborhood safe. Over the years, Arlo participated in countless operations. He helped locate missing children who had wandered into wooded areas. He tracked burglary suspects through dark neighborhoods. He discovered hidden evidence that officers might never have found on their own. One particularly memorable incident occurred during a cold winter evening. A young boy had disappeared from his family's home shortly before sunset. Temperatures were dropping rapidly, and officers feared the worst. As darkness spread across the area, search teams struggled to find any clues. Arlo was brought to the scene. After smelling an article of the boy's clothing, Arlo immediately began tracking. His nose led him through fields, across muddy terrain, and into a dense wooded area. Officers followed closely behind. For nearly an hour, Arlo continued moving with determination. Then suddenly he changed direction and pulled harder on the lead. Moments later, officers discovered the missing child sitting beneath a cluster of trees. The boy was cold and frightened but unharmed. His family rushed to embrace him while Arlo stood nearby, calmly wagging his tail. For him, it was simply another job completed successfully. Stories like that became common throughout Arlo's career. Again and again, he demonstrated extraordinary dedication and courage. Yet the event that would define his legacy happened during what began as a routine operation. One evening, officers received information about a suspect wanted in connection with serious crimes. The suspect was believed to be hiding inside a building and was considered dangerous. A team of officers responded to the location, carefully surrounding the area. As protocol required, Arlo and Officer Ray were called to assist. The building was dark and silent. Officers announced their presence and ordered anyone inside to surrender. No response came. With caution, the team prepared to conduct a search. Arlo entered first. Moving through the darkness, he used his training to clear room after room. Every sense was focused on locating potential threats. Officer Ray followed close behind, trusting his partner completely. Then everything changed in an instant. A hidden suspect suddenly emerged and opened fire. The situation became chaotic. Officers immediately sought cover while returning fire. During those critical moments, Arlo placed himself between the threat and his handler. The brave dog absorbed the danger that might otherwise have struck Officer Ray. The suspect was eventually taken into custody, and emergency responders rushed to assist Arlo. Despite severe injuries, the courageous K9 had protected his partner and fellow officers. News of the incident spread quickly. People across the nation learned about the police dog who had risked everything to save human lives. Messages of support poured in from law enforcement agencies, animal lovers, and ordinary citizens. Communities organized fundraisers and tributes. Social media filled with stories celebrating Arlo's courage. Veterinarians worked tirelessly to save him. Officer Ray remained by his side throughout the difficult days that followed. Everyone hoped for a miracle. Sadly, despite the best efforts of medical teams, Arlo's injuries proved too severe. The news of his passing devastated many people. For Officer Ray, the loss was deeply personal. Arlo had been more than a working dog. He had been a loyal partner, a trusted friend, and a constant companion through years of service. Police departments held memorial ceremonies in his honor. Officers from different agencies traveled long distances to pay their respects. Rows of patrol vehicles lined the streets while handlers stood beside their own K9 partners, remembering a dog whose bravery had inspired them all. But Arlo's story did not end there. His legacy continues to influence police K9 programs across the country. New handlers often hear his story during training. They learn about loyalty, courage, and sacrifice through the example he set. His name became a symbol of what makes police dogs so remarkable. These animals willingly face danger without understanding medals, recognition, or fame. They act because they trust their handlers and because they are trained to protect others. Years later, people still remember Arlo. His story is shared in classrooms, police academies, and community events. Children learn that heroes can have 4 legs. Officers remember the partner who demonstrated extraordinary courage when it mattered most. Perhaps the most powerful lesson from Arlo's life is that heroism is not measured by size, strength, or words. It is measured by actions taken in moments of uncertainty. Arlo never spoke a single word, yet his actions told a story that continues to inspire thousands of people. A story of loyalty that never wavered. A story of courage in the face of danger. A story of a police K9 who gave everything to protect the people he served. And that is why the name Arlo will never be forgotten.